Hi, everyone. It's your host, Darius, and you're back with your perspective. Please like, leave comments, and do not forget to click that subscribe button. Today's guest, we have the very first return guest of the series. We have the wonderful Lauren Tayara, who first appeared on season 1, and she's back to grace us once again. Thank you for coming back on the show for me. It means a lot.
Good to see you again.
And I do want to say for the viewers, today's episode isn't solely like a question and answer episode. It's more of an experience-based episode about Lauren's journey through IVF. So, with that being said, Lauren, do you want to tell the viewers your good news?
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yes, congratulations. That's happy for you.
Thank you.
And do you mind
It
sharing your
has been a
process?
long journey, so
I bet share your experience in your IVF journey with us.
yeah, sure. So I think that about maybe 2 years ago I started thinking about it. And just, I feel like I had this whole frustrating experience with dating and trying to go out and, find my soulmate, if that's even possible.
Mhm.
And, I really just wanted kids, I wanted to be a mom. That's my
Right.
biggest dream in life, and, I just hit a point where I was just so sick of the dating pool, so sick of trying so hard to
Mhm.
make it work with these
For someone.
mediocre
Yeah.
guys that didn't quite, weren't checking all the boxes, weren't
Right.
treating me very well. And so I just made a choice. I had a friend who actually went through this process and
Okay.
was there a lot for her. And, she talked me through a lot of the process. And so about 2 years ago, started thinking through this and was like, could I? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Talked to my mom about it.
Mhm.
Um, tried to talk to my dad. I didn't know how
Yeah.
he would react. He
React.
didn't,
Yeah.
he wasn't having it at that point. So he just turned the TV up and that was it. So, which is understandable. I mean, this is
Yeah.
not conventional. This isn't,
Mhm.
this is not what you imagine for your daughter or, even, your friend or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, so after that, I kind of started listening to podcasts like this
Mhm.
one and just hearing other people's experiences and trying to figure out the feasibility of doing
Mhm.
this. Like, is it possible for me as a person?
Right.
I mean, I'm going to be blunt with you. I have mental health issues. I do take medication for it. And is it possible for me to be that strong for this process? I knew it would take a lot.
Mhm.
And so I was feeling really good and started just looking into things, reading books,
Yeah.
watching documentaries. There was a really good documentary, I can't remember the name of it, about a woman who went through this whole process, and she actually had a friend who was her donor, and he wasn't a father figure, he was
Mhm.
just the donor, and that was it. So then I reached out to the fertility clinic and ended up just talking with them, going in for a consultation,
Yeah.
just an initial, what is the process like? What do I need to do first?
Mhm.
At that visit, they were like, you need to do genetic testing. We're going to take your blood, lots of blood,
Mhm.
and do all of this different testing basically so that you know what donor you can
You need.
have
Yeah.
in the process. So once I got my genetic testing results back, I was able to know what I have genetically that
Mhm.
might be like a recessive trait that I don't want to choose a donor that has
Who
the
have like that? You're right.
same. Yes, because if we both have it, there's a high likelihood
That's
that
your.
the baby will have it.
We have it exactly.
So then I was able to go on there are so many different sperm donor websites, and it's almost like online dating. It brought those flashbacks of
Mhm.
online dating, just swiping through profiles and, you're like, this is going to be the father of my child. And
Mhm.
like
Right. I mean, it's
really
important. So
scared,
yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
like, this is very important. I got to make sure. But really what
Mhm.
it came down to is if I'm gonna be a single mom walking around with this kid, I want this kid to look like me. I want this kid to
Right.
look like it came from me. And so I started looking brown hair, brown eyes,
Mhm.
like olive tone skin.
Yeah.
My dad is Lebanese, so like I wanted him to be able to fit in with, our culture and just
Mhm.
look like us. And
Yeah.
so I did find a donor. He is Italian on both sides, brown hair, brown eyes, olive skin. So, I mean, I feel like that was the best choice
The right
to,
choice. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people criticize that and say, like, oh, you made a designer baby. But I mean,
Wait, to you?
yes, yeah,
Or
they'll be like, you ever heard of that? Because that sounds like what you did. And I'm like,
oh my
no,
God.
yes, yeah, yeah, it's
It
weird.
doesn't matter what people think. Like, who cares? It's your choice,
Yeah.
your baby. So, like, it's all that matters.
I know. And I feel like it would be the same if like, for instance, if I dated darker guys or
Mhm.
something like that, and I knew eventually that I would end up with a darker guy, I
Mhm.
would probably want to have a child that looked like a mix of me
Both,
and
yeah,
that,
him.
whatever you're
Yeah.
attracted to. But yeah, so luckily in the United States, the rules are there are no rules on it. You
Mhm.
just basically can find a donor and do whatever you need to do as long as your genetics are not,
Yeah. The same.
aren't the same and aren't conflicting in any way. So, yeah, I went ahead and purchased 2 vials at that point. They say that it could take multiple tries. And so at that point, I was doing something called IUI, intrauterine insemination.
Mhm.
And I did 3 rounds of that and it did not take. And that's basically just like um a turkey baster putting the sperm where it needs to be so that it can
Yeah.
travel properly to get to the
To the
eggs.
egg. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's very similar to, old-fashioned way if you
Mhm.
were just having a baby with a man.
Yeah.
And so it didn't work for me those 3 tries. It was a very disappointing and emotional roller
Yeah, I can
coaster during
imagine.
that time. I mean, you have to literally go through a full cycle every single time. So it's 3 months in a row of that emotional labor and that,
Mhm.
up and down of like, it's gonna work this time.
Or
I'm
it's gonna
like
work. Yeah.
excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm positive. I'm doing
Yeah.
good. And then it's slowly like you're like, okay, it doesn't feel like it's working. And you start getting in your head and feeling
Mhm.
kind of, like something's not, that it's not working, and then it doesn't work. And of course I was on all kinds of medications at the time. Pills. Well, eventually I did get into the shots, and that's where the
Mhm.
IVF started up. So, I went in after the 3rd failed attempt, and I would just wanted to talk to the doctor and be like, "Listen, what are we doing wrong here? What do I
Yeah.
need to do?" And he was like, "For you doing this by yourself and the cost of the sperm is pretty expensive right now. It
Yeah.
fluctuates, but it is expensive right now.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe there aren't a lot of donors making their donations.
Mhm.
And so that makes the cost a lot more. And
Yeah.
so he recommended, he was like, at your age and the cost of sperm and all of this, I would just tell you to just go straight into IVF, which that
Mhm.
scared me. I was like, I don't know. That's very invasive. I'm gonna have to do a whole egg retrieval. That's surgery. I don't think I can give myself those shots, all the shots every single
Yeah.
day. And like, so then, he was like, "It's really not that bad. Like, you'll get used to it and it'll be fine." And so, I wanted to squeeze the egg retrieval in after I made the decision, wanted to squeeze
Yeah.
the egg retrieval in before the end of the year so I could use the rest of my benefits because I had met my
Mhm.
deductible with all of that, with all of the IUIs. And, I got to squeeze it in. I did the shots every morning. basically the shots are made to pump up your eggs and make them as big and juicy as possible.
Awesome.
And then you go in for this surgery. They have to time it exactly right. So they're taking your blood the whole time, every day for a certain amount of time too, and just trying to see when the perfect timing. So they don't want the eggs to get too big, but they want them to be big. And actually, I mean, I didn't have a fertility issue. It's just that my issue is that I didn't have a partner to do this with and to like try on a regular basis. So the IVF really was, just kind of doing a routine thing, I guess. So when they did my retrieval, they got 22 eggs.
Wow.
Which is a lot.
Yes.
Especially for my age. I'm about to be 38 in June.
Well, that's amazing.
So,
22. Oh, wow.
2 eggs, 22, and then 20 of them were mature. So 20 of them could actually be used. And then they fertilized them with the very last vial of sperm. And that worked for 16 of the eggs. So
really
I had 16 fertilized eggs. And then something else, they let them grow for about a week. And then whatever, so then I had 13. So it's like the numbers slowly keep dwindling down and you're like, oh gosh, don't go down too far. And like, I really hope it's going to work. And I'll be lucky to have one in the end if we're going at this rate. But I ended up with 13 fertilized, healthy eggs.
That's amazing.
They asked if I wanted to do, it's called PGTA testing, and it's chromosomal testing. They squeeze out a teeny tiny little bit of cells from each embryo and test it to make sure that the embryo is chromosomally safe or sound, that it is less likely that you will have a miscarriage if they do this testing and they find out that it's a good embryo.
Well, that's good to do that. That's really good.
Yeah. So I paid, it was a lot of money to do that, and they only did, I think, 5 at the time. They can go back and do more later or whatever, but I think I did 5 at the time. And they also do this grading scale on the embryos. Just looking at them, the embryologist will say, okay, well, this looks like a really good embryo, and after 5 days of growing, it looks like it has been developing properly.
Yeah.
So I asked them to do the PGTA testing for 5 embryos on the 5 highest graded embryos that I had.
Yeah.
So from that, they found the best one was actually the best one. And then the second one is something they called a mosaic, and it means that there's a mixture of good and bad chromosomes in it. And so if push comes to shove, I could still use that one if I wanted to, but no need. I'm not going to. And then the next 2 were good. So I had 3 healthy embryos out of the top 5 graded.
That's really good.
Yeah. And so when they asked me, they were like, well, which one do you want to go with? I said, well, clearly I want to go with the healthiest. And the one that came back with the best, PGTA testing, and it happened to be a boy. They are able to tell that early on. It's pretty crazy.
That's amazing too. Yeah, that's amazing.
Crazy, because you literally have this little ball of cells, and they're telling you it's a boy, and you're like, what? How?
Right.
How do you know that? Science is crazy, man.
It is. It is. And did you want a boy or did you want a girl? Or it didn't matter?
I wanted a baby. I wanted a healthy baby.
Baby.
And I will say, like, the months leading up to it, I started to get excited. I was like, oh, it would be fun and convenient to have a girl, to just take her everywhere and do her hair and dress her up and things like that. But I have 3 nieces. I've already lived that life with all 3 of them.
So, yeah.
And I've gotten that out of my system. And so I ended up going with the healthiest embryo, the boy. So it's our first grandson of the family.
Oh, wow.
And and so, like, I think that's pretty special.
Yeah,
like,
so, yeah.
Yeah, my brother had 2 girls, my sister had 1 girl, and then I'll be the first with
First with a
the
boy.
yeah. He's gonna be
That is
so
so
spoiled
amazing.
rotten.
You know he is. You know he is.
I know. I sent my mom a picture of there was a little boy like floating in a pool with
Hmm.
sunglasses. I was like, this is about to be him. He's
Your
gonna just
son.
be sitting
Yeah.
there. Bring me some goldfish.
Right.
Bring me a juice box.
Do you have any
So
names yet?
I do. I have the name picked out. It is Mazen Blue.
Oh,
So
that's pretty.
like I said, my dad is Lebanese. Mazen is a Lebanese name, and I've
Oh,
just always
wow.
liked it. It's not super common, I don't think.
I mean,
But
that's a good thing, though.
yes, yeah,
That's a good name. You said
yeah.
Mazen Blue.
Mazen Blue.
Mazen
Yeah.
Blue. That's
And
amazing.
then Blue is for my grandma. She passed away maybe about 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And before she
Sorry to
passed,
hear that.
she kept singing "Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see." And so, like,
Eh,
I just felt like I needed to do something.
Corporate Blue for her.
Yeah,
That is
yeah. And
so
it's her
cute.
favorite color. It's my favorite color. So, yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. And I have like one more question. Like, what advice would you get to someone who was intending to try IVF?
Repeat that.
Yeah, like what advice would you get to someone who is going to look into doing IVF?
Yeah. So I would say you are a lot stronger than you think you are. If being a mother is a priority in your life, a dream, don't wait. Just go for it and you will learn everything as you go along. Reach out to me if you need anything cuz I've been through it and
Mm-hmm.
I can help and I can tell you. But yeah, and I have had friends that have, asked about the IUI and stuff like that. And honestly, I wish I had just skipped straight to the IVF
Go
at
to
this point.
IVF. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's way more of a chance. It's like
Mm-hmm.
80% with IVF, especially if the embryos are tested and they're good. But with
Great.
the IUI, it's like a 20%
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have a friend who is thinking about this too, and I've told her, I'm like, just skip to the IVF,
Yeah.
just do it. You're I don't want you to waste the time on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything else. So, and the
And
money.
I was and I will say like you're gonna be like a good mom. 'Cause, like just being around you and like your kind of spirit and your aura, you're
Thank
gonna be a
you.
phenomenal mom. So I will say
Thanks.
that.
Yeah.
You're so
I've
welcome.
always been the mom of my friend groups and put in that extra little effort of like, making the sandwiches and like making things cute for everybody. So I'll
Well,
be
now I
the
can do for
team
your son.
mom,
Yeah.
the classroom mom.
But I
Yeah.
really do thank you for doing this for me. It means a lot.
Thanks. Thank
You have
you.
any
Thank you for giving me a space to talk about this. And
of course.
I feel like a lot of people are maybe scared to ask me questions. I'm an open book, and
Mhm.
I, like even my cousins have been like, how did you do this? So this was a good opportunity to get it all out and
Right.
basically, yep.
But thank you so much. And for the
You're welcome.
viewers, please like, leave comments, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. And thank you again, Lauren. Have
Thank
a great rest of your
you.
day.
Thanks, you
Bye
too.
bye.